I'm going to start getting that carburetor off today. Gotta take this off here. And there's 5 bolts that hold it on. And then you have the air filter. These are the 5 bolts here. Then you have these two 8mm here come off. There's going to be a Phillips head up in there. A Phillips head right there. Let me get those Phillips heads undone and cut it back on. Down to the carburetor. End up having to take the bolt out of the gas tank. We're going to actually have to pull the gas tank completely. So, from what I can see right now, you take these 2 bolts out of this dash, lift it up, you can roll it out of the way, and then come to this side. There's Peacock right there. And then there's going to be 1 hose that goes through that. We'll have to undo that hose and should be able to pull the tank just fine. Let me get the tank off and I'll cut you back on once I get it off. Alright, we got the tank off. So, there's our carburetor right there. There's just 1 on this bike. You need to undo that Phillips head right. There's 2 right there. And that's all that holds the carburetor on. And then undo a couple hoses. And then the throttle cable. It should come off. And we'll be able to get down to it. And, you know, I ordered a carb kit so we can rebuild it and everything. Let me get it off and cut you back on once we have it off. Carburetor's off. Not gonna lie, that was kind of a pain in the ass.
That's good, OJ.
Waiting on the rebuild kit right now, so it might be a day or 2 before I get back on it. Right now I'm working on getting the headlight swapped out. Went and bought a VTX headlight assembly. It's got a little bit nicer look to it than the Shadow for the style that I'm going for. Got you back on whenever I get some more done. Already started on it. Forgot to turn the camera on. But so far, taking the rear case off. This is your fuel bowl down here. There's just 4 screws that hold it on. Little Phillips head screws. Then inside here you have the float, which sits here. It's got a little needle valve. Oh, where did I stick that needle valve? Right here. This literally just clips right inside there. And then it'll sit and float right into there. And then what happens is whenever this is open, it lets fuel come in. And then you have your jets. So I took those 2 out. This one is definitely clogged there. So that's all on the bottom. Just take out. Then, I mean, basically it goes together the same way it came apart. Put the jet back in. Tighten it down. Put this jet back in. It goes down in there in the hole. Tighten it down. The needle valve still looks good, so I'm not going to worry about replacing that. And plus the one that came in the kit, a little bit smaller, so I don't want a chance putting that in there, and it's too small. Probably be fine, but this one doesn't look bad, so I'm going to just go ahead and reuse it. But you slide that down in there, put that needle valve there, and it's got this 1 pin that goes into it, and it slides right through. And that's literally all there is to the bottom. Place your gasket. Put that on itself. I've already sprayed carb cleaner and all that stuff through it. But just do that. New gasket, reseal everything up. So let me get it put back together and I'll cut it back on. Everything's looking good. Let me get it on. So basically we're going to reattach everything back down in there. And have to put the tank back on. Then we'll do a test run just to make sure everything's running again. Then we'll be breaking the bike back down. I'm going to order some new risers to put my apes on it. Planning on basically doing kind of like a, we'll just say like a metric bagger essentially with this. We're going to try to, I don't know. I'm not really too sure. We haven't decided a paint color or not yet. So leave a comment with what color you think. All that. We're definitely going to be painting it. Let me get everything put back on and all that, and I'll turn you back on. Got the carb and the breather back on. Next step is putting the tank back on. Let me get that tank set up and get you back on once I get it on.